How's it going, folks? This is R.Kelly from the Children's Court, coming to you live from Mission Control Studios, and I want to go on record saying that R. Kelly and Aaliyah were the best musical pair out of all of the musical joint ventures that she's been in throughout her life, and it was sadly cut short, but realistically and distinctively, she has not surpassed the music on Age Ain't Nothing But a Number as far as whole projects, whole bodies of work. And that's something an artist you would deem to have bodies of work, contrary to all of these trash artists calling their play the stuff that they do bodies of work. This is true art that she makes, and I'm not degrading the music that came after, but just taking a step back and looking at all the albums, which is only three, not counting all of the features and soundtracks she's done. The albums that she's put out: Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, One in a Million, and Aaliyah. One was under R. Kelly, two were under Timbaland, I believe, and I just want to get this out of the way. In comparison to R. Kelly, Timbaland is a beat maker, and Timbaland likes to call producers beat makers to degrade them a little bit and separate himself from all of the people that produce at home, or all of the producers that have more access to the equipment today. And I want to say, in comparison to R. Kelly, Timbaland is a beat maker. Simple and plain. We all love Timbaland. We all give Timbaland credit for creating a new way to create music, a new way to approach creating music inside the studio. But again, compared to R. Kelly, Timbaland is a beat maker. R. Kelly is a producer, somebody who goes from the beginning to the end. He can do every single piece of it alone, and he's a genius at it. He's, when you talk about geniuses, you talk about Kanye West. You're gonna put R. Kelly in there. You're gonna put who else? Who else are we gonna put in there? You could talk about people like Carrie Hilson. Just people who make their own music. People who are great at creating from the bottom to the top. Can't think of people off the top of my head, but there are plenty more. Quincy Jones, people who make it. R. Kelly's inside that bracket. Timbaland is a beat maker who was extremely creative when it came to sound. So I'm not taking that much away from him, but he's not on the level of R. Kelly. I think that's abundantly clear for anybody who's unbiasedly looking at the two of them side by side. And on the album Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, the connection between the two, and contrary to the controversy that's happening today, the connection between the two when it came to the music and her style, which was it was her style. It was a style that they either created together, or maybe she brought some of her style to the table, because we knew R. Kelly had the leather, b-boy shit, but she brought this whole fly chick with glasses, combat boots and baggy. She brought that to the table, and it was just perfect. And her voice went over the songs so smooth and perfectly, because they were meshing together musically and sonically like never before, and like nobody else could do with her. And when she went over to Timbaland's camp, I mean, she had hits. Let's not get it twisted, but let's take one of them. Let's go down the albums and talk about like the singles. Let's talk about, so Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. We had Back and Forth, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, At Your Best At Your Best remix, which had the video for it, so that's why that's in here, and Rolling with the Click. Now, all of those tracks were banging, right? And then when you add the album to the mix, every track on the album was fire. Like you could just play the whole thing. It was like every song was musically mastered to be great and something that you want to listen to over and over again. It's like they didn't play no games in the studio. He was probably the coach. She was probably the student. Either way, they got every song perfect. It was almost like the music he was making was forged in fire for this woman, for this girl at the time, and we haven't seen anything like it since. Now you go to the One in a Million album. One in a Million was a song that broke some ground because the drums were crazy. People never really heard anything like that before, so you gotta give Tim that. You know what I'm saying? Then you go to 4-Page Letter, Hot Like Fire, the one I gave my heart to. I mean, the songs were decent, but they paled in comparison to the lineup that was on Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, the album, and the singles that came out. They paled. Only one that like really battled or had some strength to go up against the first four tracks that I listed off of the first album is One in a Million. You know what I'm saying? One in a Million was that song that it was new and people didn't really, didn't really hear things like that back in those days, so it was popping. So that was a heavy hitter. But if your girl only knew 4-Page Letter, Hot Like Fire, or When I Gave My Heart To, I mean, it was a hit or miss. It was Aaliyah, so people loved Aaliyah. But I mean, compared to Back and Forth, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, At Your Best 2, Rolling with the Click, all bangers, heavy hitters, boys and girls was on that, rolling around, bumping that shit. Didn't matter because it was about the music. It wasn't about she was trying to be girly or something. It was about the love between a man and a woman. So let's go on to the last album, which was Aaliyah. And I'm not saying that these songs are bad. Let's just get that clear. Love Aaliyah just like everybody else. I listen to Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. I've been listening to it since the 90s, and I haven't stopped. That's how good it was. And I can't say the same about these other two albums, even though Aaliyah's had dope songs, soundtracks, all kinds of side projects she's been doing with Timbaland, and they dropped some heavy heat. But I'm specifically talking about albums right now, so let's go to the Aaliyah album. We have Rock the Boat, and then with the One in a Million album, there was a lot of filler, a lot of maybe he was experimenting. They weren't meshing. You know what I'm saying? They meshed on a few big hits, but they didn't mesh. He wasn't meant to produce for Aaliyah like R.Kelly was. So let's go to the Aaliyah album, and we have Rock the Boat, More Than a Woman, I Miss You, I Care for You. Again, these songs pair in comparison to Back and Forth, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, At Your Best, Rolling with the Click. Like they don't compare to the actual the impact, the anthem level status of the songs she was making with R. Kelly. And part of the reason is because when she was making music with R. Kelly, she was making androgynous, for lack of better words, music that didn't cater to one side or the other. She was making just chill, cool ass music you can listen to in with almost any situation, whether you was at a party, whether you was just chilling with your girlfriend or boyfriend if you're a woman. Either whatever situation you was in, you can pop Age Ain't Nothing But a Number in, and that mood is gonna take that. The mood of the album is gonna fit right into the situation that you're in. Unless you're at a business meeting or something like that, and we're not talking about things of that nature, but all rock the boat, all of this stuff was just them trying to make uh, hits and jingly music and trying to be, trying to hook somebody with uh, more or less, generic uh, generic music, generic sounds that are, programming more than trying to give you pure, beautiful music. And again, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that not uh, it's not of the level of the music that R. Kelly and Aaliyah made together. And that's the point of the video. The point is, it was a bad thing for them to separate uh, pertaining to the music, because we lost. Man, can you imagine how much good music that we would have gotten if they would have been able to work together for a longer period of time? Now, we don't know what was happening with those two. I'm among the people that are not going to assume, just because we got a lot of testimony, a lot of claims, and a lot of accusation. I'm not going to act like I know that those two were having a sexual relationship at an inappropriate age. For one, I'm not gonna act like I know that he married a 15-year-old because some people said that there were some papers that proved it. I'm not one of those people that are gonna just be programmed like that. So I'm totally removed from all of that Aaliyah stuff. Dame Dash. I'll make another video about Dame later, because he's making himself look crazy out there right now. If he just shut up, people would love him, but he's talking too much. So the point, let's get back to the point. Take a look at R. Kelly's career. Take a look at all the great, wonderful music we got from R. Kelly. Imagine if him and Aaliyah were able to keep creating without people interfering inside the music process, the musical process. We would have gotten 10 times greater albums than If Your Girl, than One in a Million, and the Aaliyah album, which was the final album. We would have gotten 10 times as much better music from this woman. And I'm not gonna talk about where she would be today if she were in a more down to earth situation. I'm just gonna say that I'm disappointed. It saddens me to think about it. That's why I made a video about it, because with all these accusations and things of that nature on Aaliyah, it made me start really thinking about, because I listen to Aaliyah all the time, the first album. I never really thought about, like, damn, we could have got so much more music from them two, and it would have been classic music. Aaliyah has a lot of classic songs after she left R. Kelly, but she doesn't have classic albums after she left R. Kelly. Those albums that they won't even let us have on streaming services, they're not that great. Her best album is on streaming services, and that's the Age Ain't Nothing But a Number album. If the Aaliyah albums dropped on Spotify or something, if Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, if One in a Million's dropped on Spotify, it's gonna be played, because we haven't had it on there since streaming pretty much started. But the one that's gonna get the most play is still gonna be Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, because that one has all of the biggest bangers on it. And I'm curious to think. I'm curious to know what other people think. This is gonna absolutely enrage some people, but I think I'm being really truthful here. R. Kelly is probably one of the best producers in history. He could have been his own Quincy Jones. He should have had his own company where he was doing the things Quincy Jones and Clive Davis and them were doing, because he's a creator. You know what I'm saying? But those two together would have been a powerhouse. And so yeah, I'm curious to know what other people think. And I know that people are sensitive right now. I think people are coming out of it and starting to see the falseness and the disgustingness inside these new allegations that are coming out against R.Kelly, and just seeing the demonic the demonic piece of it that's attached to it, which has nothing to do with justice for people that have been done wrong, but more towards targeting people that they want to get the hell up out of here. So if you guys have gotten to the end of the video, put some comments down below. Let me know if I'm crazy. Let me know if you agree. Go back and listen to the album, and go on YouTube and listen to her newer albums, and just give me a real unbiased opinion. My opinion, and I believe it's a fact, is she's never surpassed Age Ain't Nothing But a Number when it came to full albums, because she didn't click with Timbaland the way she clicked with R. Kelly. Subscribe, guys, because your family and your friends tend not to support anything you do until a bunch of strangers do. So hit the subscribe button. Once I hit about 3,000 followers or subscribers, all the friends and family will be coming next and subscribing. I know they're watching. They're not pressing the button. Subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more coming. We're going to be ending this R. Kelly saga very shortly and moving on to different things. And hopefully you guys will stick around for all of that. And I'll talk to you guys later, alright? Thanks.